my travel friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mackenzie. I make travel and inspirational videos, and it would just make me so happy if you went and subscribed and watched my other videos, and if you go ahead and leave a comment below, then I would love to be able to get to know you guys. But today's video topic is something that I feel really passionate about, and it's not so much about travel, but it'll help you kind of like achieve your travel dreams. So it's on how to manifest what it is that you want in your life. So manifestation is something that can either be considered something that people are really excited about, or something that they kind of feel is like woo, and it's not really something that they want to be a part of. So but I believe that it really works because I've manifested a lot of things in my life. So if you guys have heard of The Secret or some other more like spiritual teachings, manifestation is basically a way to kind of realize what your dreams are and then kind of make them happen with the power of your thoughts. I think that we don't realize how powerful our thoughts are and how much positivity really plays into it, and what it is that you're putting out was going to be coming back to you. So it's kind of like the law of attraction, and it's super important and super cool, and once you kind of harness the power and you kind of realize that it can really work in your favor, then you can just like manifest anything that it is that you want. I can attest to it. I've done a lot of things, and I'll go ahead and give you examples in this video, but I'm going to give you a few tips as far as like how to make it happen, like if you're struggling a little bit with it, and yeah, and then hopefully by the end of this you'll start realizing that like the world is your oyster, and whatever it is that you want, you can go ahead and go after it. And yeah, let's get into the tips. Okay, so I think the number one thing for manifesting is to actually feel really grateful for what it is that you already have in your life. I made a whole video on gratitude journals. That's a really great way to feel grateful for what it is that you already have in your life. So in my video, I explained how it is you can kind of like cultivate the manifestations with that gratitude journal. An easy way to make yourself feel grateful for what you have is to just say it before like you go to bed. Just say 3 things that you feel grateful for in your life. One of the things that I'm always really grateful for is having like a really comfortable bed. I love my bed. Another thing that I'm also really grateful for is my parents. My parents are really amazing and super supportive, and I don't know what I would do without them, honestly. Another thing that I'm really grateful for is having all the experience, like having all the travel experiences that I've had so far in my life. I feel very lucky and very grateful, and I can't believe it. Like I feel like I've crossed off so many things on my bucket list already. So yeah, those are some of the things that I'm grateful for, and it's so easy for you to be able to just say to yourself like, I'm grateful for my cup of coffee in the morning, or I'm grateful for being able to go out with my friends today. It's really easy, and it just makes you feel so good and so positive, and you just feel so thankful for everything that it is in your life. So that's step 1. That's definitely what you need to do first. Okay, so something for me that's really powerful. I'm definitely a words person. I love putting things in writing. I just love that. So I always write down my manifestations. I mean, not always. If I want something, I'm usually constantly thinking about it. And it translates into writing it down, kind of like help you visualize like your game plan about how you're gonna make this work. So I think writing it down is really powerful. I think another thing too is putting reminders around you everywhere. Okay, so I have an example with this. Okay, so my last semester of college, I was taking 18 credits, which is like 6 classes. 2 of them were advanced Chinese. I was taking like an economics class, which like I'm not good at economics at all. And I was really worried that I wasn't gonna pass. Really worried. I wasn't doing well. I was failing a lot of my exams. And I just was like, I have to pass this, because if I don't pass college, then I'm not gonna be able to travel, and I'm not gonna be able to achieve what it is that I want. And it just was like this whole thing, and I just was feeling really depressed, and it was just not a good place to be in. But I kind of also realized that like I could manifest being able to pass college. What I did was I took a screenshot of like the little section where it posts like your grades. And then I wrote in all the grades that I wanted, and I put like A, B, like GPA 3.7 or whatever. I don't exactly remember what it was that I wrote down, and I put it as like my background on my phone. So every time I looked at my phone, it said to me that I was going to be getting these grades in my classes. I remember like feeling so hopeless and just like, oh my gosh, and like staring at my phone and just being like, no, like this is going to happen. Like I'm going to make these grades. It's gonna work. And like I spent so many nights studying and like staying up all night, but yeah, so I did that, and I basically got the grades that I wrote down. After I started just really cultivating it, I realized that like, wow, like I made it. Like I remember trying to visualize the feeling that I got when I got my grades in and they were the grades that I wanted, and it came true, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe it. So that's probably my biggest example as far as manifestation goes, where I was feeling so down and then all of a sudden I was like, okay, I need to pass. Like, how could I make myself pass? I'm already trying my hardest with studying. Like, there needs to be some other greater force that's going to help me. So yeah, so that's like an example of being able to like surround yourself with all the things and just really like paying attention to it and just being like, no, like it's gonna happen. Like it can't fail. Like I can't. Okay, so that kind of brings me into my next point, is to visualize. So I know some people have a hard time with visualization, but I personally really love it. I do it during meditation and also with like affirmations. I'll give you guys another example. Okay, so we're getting like real into it here, but I'm like an open book, so we're just gonna go for it. So I remember, I think it was like my first semester, no, it was my junior year of college, and I really wanted to fall in love. Like I was like, I want to fall in love. I really just like, this is like what I want. Like I'm doing well in school and I just feel really lonely and I want to find someone that I can like really connect with and just like fall in love with them. So I remember I would visualize what it was like being with this person. So for me, it's all about feeling really comfortable, feeling really happy, just like good energy, good vibes, and also someone who kind of had the same beliefs as me as far as like spirituality, but also someone that really challenged me. And I just remember really like cultivating it and honing in on that and just being like, I want to go on like weekend trips with this person. But I didn't even know who this person was going to be. I just kind of like, there wasn't actually anyone in my life at that point that I was like wanting to get romantically involved in or involved with. So I just kind of decided that I just wanted to like fall in love, and I remember I think I visualized for about a week, and then I ended up meeting someone that I fell in love with during college. So we're not together anymore, but it was like a really great time and I feel so grateful, and I really hope that he's doing well. He's a really good person. It just didn't work out. It just happens that way. But yeah, that's a perfect example. Okay, so another thing that I think that is really important is when you see an opportunity, take it. So when you're like visualizing and you're writing everything down and you're surrounding yourself with it and you're feeling really grateful, when you see an opportunity to get what it is that you want, you have to take it. So I have another example with this. So I remember being 16 years old and really, really wanting to go to Tanzania. And I remember being like, I remember talking to my dad on the phone, just being like, Dad, like I really want to go to this place. It was in National Geographic. There's this, it's like Stone Town. It's like this perfect blend of cultures of India and Africa. And I just really, really wanted to go. And I just remember being like, oh, like this would just be an absolute dream. And I remember at 20 years old, I was in Kenya volunteering, and I just remember having the opportunity to either go to Uganda on vacation or to Zanzibar and Tanzania, and I was like, I have to go to Zanzibar. Like Uganda isn't even an option right now because I have been wanting to go to Zanzibar ever since I was 16. Yeah, so I just like booked a bus and went down the coast, down to Zanzibar. And I went with another girl at the time. That wasn't a solo trip. I was a little bit scared. I was like this little young 20-year-old who didn't know anything. But yeah, so that was like a really big deal. And I just remember sitting on the balcony of the hotel we were staying in, and it was so cheap to go there, which was crazy. And I just remember sitting there having breakfast and just being like, oh my gosh, like, oh, and I just remember being like, I wanted to be here for 4 years and I made it happen. And it was just such a crazy feeling, like I just couldn't believe it. So I hope that me incorporating examples kind of helps you realize that this thing really does work. And if you feel like it doesn't work, then that's okay too. Like you don't have to, you know, practice it, but it's something that really, really is an amazing tool that you can create to kind of like help you be more grateful, but also realize that there's so much potential out there for you and so much positivity. And I promise you that once you start kind of like incorporating it into your everyday life, it becomes second nature until you realize that like, wow, everything is kind of manifesting for me. So I hope that these tips are really great for you, and please leave me a comment below if you have any other questions or comments or anything like that. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I hope that you all are having an absolutely amazing day. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.